Serving up stories from the lacrosse field. Brought to you by Lacrosse Magazine. Produced by U.S. Lacrosse. Cody Jamieson calls it the right state of mind. That moment he steps on the lacrosse field and smiles.
For us, lacrosse is like is us. You know, the creator who made everything gave us lacrosse as a gift, and you know, so that it's a part of our creation story. We play the game of lacrosse to bring a smile to the creator's face. It makes him happy, and you know, if you play it with the right state of mind, and it makes yourself happy, and it gives you like an enlightenment. So anytime you can share that with someone else, it brings joy over you.
Enlightenment hasn't always been an easy sell on Jamieson, a Mohawk from the Six Nations in Ontario. He's one of many Iroquois lacrosse players who have struggled to cope with the culture shock of life off the reservation, to pursue an education but stay true to their roots. Lacrosse brings him back.
It's a part that my ancestors did, and it's, you know, my kids are more than likely going to play, and their kids are more than likely going to play. So, you know, it's definitely in the back of your head, but at the same time, you know, you're out there to win a lacrosse game. It's a much different purpose than what my ancestors played for, but at the end of the day, you know, lacrosse is lacrosse, and you've got to play it with the right state of mind, and just go out there and, you know, do your best to help your team and help your family win. The right state of mind is like going out there with a clear head, not angry, not mad, not frustrated. You know, lacrosse is meant to bring out peace and, you know, happiness. Every time a game of lacrosse is being played, the creator is there watching. You got to be thankful, and you got to be humble, and you know, not go out there angry or sad or mad. You know, it's just you go out there and you play lacrosse for the love of it.
Which was what made 2009 the most difficult year of Cody Jamieson's life. Pursuing a childhood dream to play lacrosse at Syracuse University, he was sidelined for nearly 3 months due to questions concerning his academic eligibility. Jamieson felt bottlenecked by the bureaucracy.
It was probably one of the bigger times in my life where I could recall where I felt like I was helpless. You know, I was doing everything I could do and trying as hard as I could try to you know, do whatever they asked me to do, whether it was get paperwork filled out or, you know, but at the same time still trying to carry on my day-to-day, going to classes every day. And you know, that was probably the hardest thing, was feeling as helpless as I did, like it being totally out of my hands.
After sorting through miles of red tape, the NCAA cleared Jamieson to play in late April 2009.
I think I wore a smile on my face for a week. It was a big deal, and you know, I was definitely a lot of emotions running through me. I could barely remember when I stepped out on the field. I was just so happy and so excited.
Jamieson wore number 43 last year to honor Marshall Abrams, one of the first Six Nations lacrosse players to blaze the trail to Syracuse. The Orange made a wild comeback win in the 2009 NCAA championship game with a heroic tying goal with only seconds left. And then, fittingly, Jamieson scored the game-winning overtime goal on a play ignited by roommate and fellow native star Sid Smith on the opposite end of the field.
It was a weird feeling, not knowing where everybody else in the whole stadium thought we were going to lose, and you know, only the 50-something guys on our bench really knew that, you know, we could pull it off.
Jamieson's journey would come full circle this spring when he was given jersey number 22, the legendary number made famous by the likes of Gary Gait and the Powell brothers.
Showed up this year, and you know, 22 was on my name tag, so you know, a big smile happened on my face again there, and you know, a sense of achievement and accomplishment. You know, nothing had happened during that year, but you know, to look at that number beside my name, you know, and I'm thinking about all the kids who over the summer told me, like the kids back home, you know, we're looking up to guys like me and Sid, you know, asking me this past summer if I was going to wear number 22 because everybody knows the significance of it. They said no native can wear 22, you know, and you know, showing up the first day and seeing it, you know, I immediately called home and, you know, got the guy's number that said that, and I told him I did it, and you know, told him to keep going, and maybe one day he can wear it too. And I think that just goes to show, you know, all the younger kids growing up. It gives them something to strive for. You know, I told them in the summertime that I dreamt about it as a kid and wanted to do it as a kid, and I think he saw that to actually do it, I think it proved to him that, dreams come true.
Led by number 22, Syracuse is thinking three-peat. The quest starts Sunday with an NCAA tournament first-round game against Army.
Ring ceremony for last year's 2009 champions. Coach Desko said something that I kind of took to heart. And he said it was 20 years ago exactly where Syracuse's last three-peat was. I kind of sent a shiver up my spine to think about it like that, but we won in 2008, 2009, and we have a chance to do it in 2010. So, I think the stars are aligned.
I guess, the one memory that really comes to my mind is the summer pilgrimage to the reservation up in Syracuse to get our sticks. And we'd have to call ahead, and we'd call Louis Jacques, and they made them by hand. And you weren't welcome on the res without an invitation. A lot of times they had to call, and they'd let you know that when you were coming up. And every summer we'd go up with my folks, and we'd load up the car, and they'd show us how they make the sticks, and we'd pay $12 a stick with no tax, and stick them in the car and come home. And it was kind of just a tradition in our family, and just a really fun thing. And the way they took us through the reservation, showed us the process of making the stick and meeting some of the people, really gave you a sick level of respect for the game and for what it meant to them. And it carried over to our program, I think, too. We were the Irondequoit Indians, so we took some pride in that as well. I think they've changed the name since then, but it was all part of the deal growing up where I did.
Mayhem has arrived, but before we check out the brackets, a notable snub: Georgetown. The Hoyas returned to the top 10 in this week's Division I Men's Lacrosse Coaches Poll, but for the third straight season were left out of the NCAA tournament. Not much movement in this week's Division I Women's Lacrosse Coaches Poll, but Syracuse returns to the top 10. The Orange meet Big East foe Georgetown for the third straight week Saturday, this time for an NCAA tournament showdown. And here they are, the brackets for the NCAA Division I men's and women's lacrosse tournaments. All eyes will be on Charlottesville, where the Cavaliers host first-round games less than 2 weeks after the shocking murder of women's lacrosse player Yardley Love. Men's lacrosse player George Hughley has been charged in the alleged homicide. Follow the action this weekend and all season long on LaxMagazine.com.
What's one thing you can't live without?
One thing I can't live without, probably pizza. I'm a big pizza eater. That's probably the one thing I don't know what to, eat it on a daily basis sometimes.
Fuel of champions.
I tend to think so. Fitness guy doesn't think so, but